Glass scratch removal. In this video, I'm gonna take you to the iconic and the most famous store in the world, the Macy's. And we're gonna be doing glass scratch removal right in the middle of Manhattan at 34th Street and Broadway for Macy's store. But before I will take you to the actual glass restoration project and how we actually do it, don't forget to like and subscribe this video. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit of the story how this happened. Macy's administration called Total Window Service and advised to come and check a couple storefronts in the Macy's store on the 34th and Broadway to check the deep scratches that they have on their storefront. We don't know exactly how did it happen. It doesn't look like it's a scratch graffiti or something in that case, but these scratches are definitely a very, very deep damages that occurred on the glass. And right now, instead of replacing the glass, Macy's administration wants to try to restore the glass. And that's where our company gets into play. So before we start the work, we carefully evaluated the problem that they have. So we can see on this storefront, there's multiple scratches here and there in different places. There's a couple more panels that our guys already restoring, and I'm gonna take you there and show you the process just in a few moments. So when we started to evaluate these storefronts, look at this massive glass of the storefront. Probably like 16 or 17 feet long and probably like 7 feet high glass piece. Imagine replacing piece like this and how much would that cost? Imagine big piece like this replace and how much would this actually cost? So when we came here to check the glass, the restoration process obviously also is not gonna be easy. Just check the deepness of this damage. Like look, they inquire about removing this scratch and it's really deep. I don't know, it's probably nail or the keys or something like that. Look at this and it's pretty long. It's about 4 feet long, and it's right on your eye level, which is visible, and that's understandable why Macy's want to get rid of this type of damage. In the process of restoration, we're probably gonna be buffing the area probably like 2 square feet, like all the way to the top, just because we have to smooth out this scratch as much as possible. So eventually they won't end up with distortion of the glass. Because with damages like this, it's very easy to distort the glass. So we have to be careful and we have to take time, especially right now when it's winter time. I have my hoodie because I forgot my hat. And it's pretty cold right now. It's like 34 degrees. And when we restoring glass, the temperature, the glass heats up and the temperature outside is cold. And that's a very, very dangerous situation. And we can potentially crack the glass. So we have to do it slow, and we have to measure the temperature of the glass to make sure we will not exceed a certain temperature and we will not damage or God forbid, crack big panel like this. Let's see what the guy's doing here. Let's see, Michael, what are you doing? How's the glass? What's the temperature of the glass? Let's check. 69. 38. Okay, well, it's a big difference from the point where he's working on to the actual glass. 38 and what, 69, 30 degrees, we're still okay. He can continue doing it. This glass is pretty thick, and the thicker the glass, obviously, the stronger it is and the safer it's to work on it. So guys, right now you see the blue tape. They identified the area of the work and the area of the damage, and they're gonna be slowly buffing to the bottom of every single scratch in that area. And eventually they're gonna move the tape and spread it even further, and then they're gonna need to work on the edges. I bet this small piece, in this case, we have to do nearly a perfect work here. Try not to distort the glass. I don't know, this is gonna take probably 3 hours at least. And we have another technician, Roman. Let's check what he's doing. So we have all these barricades. You see people walking here, and We have to block somehow the area. Okay, Roman. Okay, let's see what he's doing. Oh, look at this. Okay, so he has pretty large area, and obviously the long scratch over here that he needs to remove it. He's not gonna go all the way around just because it's not necessary in this case, but he's trying to make a nice shape. Look like a finger. Okay, so let's evaluate these scratches that Roman has it in here. Look at these ones. The glass is chipping off right inside the scratch, which means this damage is very, very deep. Look at this one. This is gonna take a while. Scratch over here, you see the long scratch as we had it on the previous panel that I showed you? That's the similar thing. And we're gonna use the black disc, right? We're using black disc. Unfortunately, we don't have red discs. It would go a lot faster, but we are out of red discs, unfortunately. But listen, it is what it is. It can be done. It's just gonna take a little bit longer. So I just had a little talk with Roman while he's taking a break. So he's been here from 8 a.m. working on this scratch, and right now it's 10 o'clock. So at least 2 hours he's already buffing this, I don't know, small piece. I would say it's small because it's not that big, but the scratches are deep, and the deeper the scratches, the longer you need to buff it, and you need to make it even. You cannot buff in one area just because you're gonna simply distort the glass and gonna make it even worse. You're gonna smooth it out from the deepness and make a nice even transition from the buffed glass to the normal glass. And while guys doing our Macy's glass restoration, scratch removal, I'm gonna give you a little history insight. So Macy's, here is where at the front entrance of the Macy's, there's a specific, I don't know, memorial plate on the ground, and it says that Macy's has been founded. Let me check because I didn't know that also. So Macy's, it has been founded in 1858. Can you imagine? So this store has been in 3 centuries already. And the key, I would say, tip on how to restore glass like this is you have to make sure that your grinder is flat to the glass. You have to be very sturdy, and you need to have a specific skill to develop it, you know. So all these guys who's doing this restoration, they have a very, very good experience. They've been in the company, some of them 3-4 years. They have been working on multiple projects, and that's why I'm so confident when I estimate projects like this and when I assign people to do the restoration, because all my guys, they are, I don't know how to say it, but they've been tested with time, and they developed the specific skills for exactly this project. I used to do it a lot by myself, and believe me or not, it's not that easy to perfect the glass, to make it with the, and guys who do a similar type of work, they know what it takes to make the glass with a good transition, without distortion, and without any visible post-polishing, I would say, defects or something like that. Obviously, sometimes glass is different, and not every glass is the same, but we're trying to minimize any type of visible, I would say, post-polishing marks as much as possible. And in many cases, it's like in 95 cases, this is successful. Very few types of glass that I've seen that we had problems to buff it off to perfection. Especially on the storefronts, it's gonna go well, I'm pretty sure. And for those who are interested in learning a system like this and how we do it and how we restore the glass, subscribe to my channel. I'm constantly posting videos, mostly on Wednesdays, the videos about glass scratch removal, graffiti removal, anything connected with buffing the glass this way. I'm trying to post, if not every week, every other week, because we do these jobs a lot. I'm not always there to take a video, but we actually do them a lot. And the other jobs that we do, we also do commercial window cleaning, window tinting. Lately, this is winter time, we have more tinting jobs, and I'm making videos for tinting. But once the spring comes, we do a lot of window cleaning, commercial window cleaning, rope access works, and I will also display those jobs on my channel. So right now, Alex, he's trying to press it really hard. In some cases, that's a really good technique, you see, to get to the bottom of those scratches. And every time I'm coming to them, I see it's less and less. You see, the scratch was in this area, now we have only here, now we have a little bit in here, and now we have a little bit in this area, now in here. So slowly they are removing more and more layers of the glass and removing the scratch. And this is the used discs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we are using thermometers like this to check the temperature. It's checking the temperature of any surface the laser goes on. So our main goal is to keep the certain temperature, don't exceed it, just because if you're gonna exceed too much and you're gonna heat up the glass too much, you may crack the panel just from overheating. So right now it's about 35 degrees outside. It's pretty cold. And look at the glass temperature. It's 39 right now at the moment. And look at the buffing area, 64. We're still good. We're still good. And this video is also for the skeptics, because a lot of time I'm posting the glass restoration videos on the Facebooks, less on YouTube, mostly on social media. And a lot of guys, they telling me you cannot polish it to perfection. When it's deep, it's gonna be distortion or things like that. And obviously, a lot of them doesn't know what they're talking about. We've done so many projects and so many successful projects with deep damages, often even welding, when the hot piece of metal slides on the glass and it leaves pretty deep damage. We've been restoring it without any distortion. The only thing matters, it's the location of the damage. The more it's closer to the middle of the glass, when you can smooth it out, you can do a perfect transition and you will not have any type of distortion. It's hard to do sometimes, but often, if you know what you're doing, you can achieve that. Okay, so it's been exactly 4 hours since this piece has been started, and Roman started it at 8 o'clock, and we have 12 noon. And look, we can clearly see, I don't know if you remember, but here we had a long scratch, and there's nothing there, which means this scratch is successfully removed. There's 2 more stages before we're gonna start, before it, let's say, disappear. We're gonna need to do grade disc grinding, and then we need to do pre-polish and then final polish with the powder mix and spray the glass and white felt. So it's still a lot of work on it, but I already see that it has been successfully removed. And honestly, I checked from the different angles. I couldn't find any distortion on this particular piece. Perhaps this piece had a little bit deeper damage and wider area. We might have some distortion, but very minor, and probably people who never seen that there was any type of work on the glass will not notice that. So Michael right now explaining, so the damage was actually, what was the area of the damage? Over here? Over here. The damage area was a lot less than we actually do. So when we have a small area, it's actually end up big like this. So it started from approximately 1 square feet, and right now we have, I don't know, 2.5 by 2 probably. And this way, we're making the best result for eliminating distortion. You have to make the area bigger. You have to grind it from more deep to shallow, and do that transition from the actual glass to the area where we did restoration. Okay, so after 4.5 hours of buffing, you see even the weather changed. We have a nice and sunny day right now versus what it was in the beginning when I was just starting this video. So Roman, at the point when he's starting to work with the gray disc, which means all the scratches has been removed, and we got to the bottom of every scratch with using black discs. We grind technically all the surface of the glass all the way to the bottom, and right now we don't have any visible scratches on the glass. And right now this is like a second stage
when we're using a very fine sanding disc. It's a gray disc in our system, and we right now has to work on the entire surface to make the surface a lot more, let's say, smoother, right? We left the gray disc. It's a bigger grade sandpaper, and it's leaving a lot of scratches, I would say, and gray disc, it's making, I would say, taking the scratches after the black disc. And slowly we're gonna be making those scratches from the disc less visible, and eventually we will polish it to perfection when you won't see any type of scratch. Okay, now let's see how Michael is doing. As you noticed, he removed the blue tape from the working area, which means he's ready to do pre-polish. That's probably the final stage of polishing with the sand disc for grinding. After that, he will be doing final polish. So he's doing pre-polishing right now. Let's see how that's gonna work. He's gotta work on the edges a lot more and make that transition between the glass, untouched glass, and the working area. Okay, so Michael asked me to check with my professional eye. Okay. Wow, this is so smooth. It's very nice. Look, that damage that was here before, it's gone. Now we have a perfectly frosted panel. Right now he needs to work more on the edges, go with the disc like this on this area more and more, and that's it. And this is how he's gonna finish up and polish this to perfection. Okay, you can keep doing. Yeah, and Michael, he has to clean the disc. We're using a wire brush like this, and all these grains has to be cleaned off, because you see this disc gets a lot of glass goes into it. Yeah, so first he's gonna be doing it, cleaning his sanding disc with a wire brush, and then he's gonna collect a lot of glass on his sanding disc and put the highest speed that we have on our polisher, and he's gonna be working a lot in this area. And the longer he's gonna work, the easier it's gonna be polished eventually. Okay, so Michael is preparing to polish with the white pad. You see, this is the pad we're using. It's a white felt. And we have a special mix that we use for glass polishing. Yep, that's how it's done. Okay, so the final polish happens like this. We have a special mix of white powder with water. We spray on the glass, and we have a special white felt disc that we use for buffing the glass and making the surface clear. So you probably already can see that the damage, the frosted part where we had a work area, it's already gone. And we only see, of course, it's a little bit messy right now, but I can already clearly see that the damage is gone and the glass will be perfectly clean. Okay, so I just met with the store manager, the Andy. He's the person who hired us for this job, and very nice person, I would say. And he checked the glass that we already did and what we're doing here. I tried to spoke with him about anti-graffiti window film and how that can help to protect the storefront. However, in this case, anti-graffiti doesn't work. There's two reasons. The storefront is very large and they don't want to seam the glass, which is gonna make, obviously, the glass won't look the same, not in one piece. And the other reason, they always changing this decoration, so this vinyl on the edges, sometimes it's red, sometimes it's black, sometimes it's some other color, and that's why anti-graffiti film doesn't work for him. But he requested to do more work for scratch removal. So initially we were supposed to do 3 panels, right? 3 panels with pretty similar damage. 2 of them had graffiti scratch, some wording and a long scratch. This one behind me, one had just some kind of scratched words, and the other panel has a line, like a big line across the entire panel. And the panel behind me has some other damages in the corner, probably 3 by 3 feet, something like that, but some of them are pretty deep. So we gonna be doing additional work just on another panel, but it's not gonna happen today. So guys technically spent already nearly 5 hours, and we still have one damage. We didn't even start to polish it yet. Hopefully they will finish it today, so so Macy's will not have that kind of like inconvenient look on their storefront. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here is the final result of Michael's work. As you can see behind me, perfectly clear glass, and you don't see any type of work that has been going on that panel. I don't see a distortion. I'm looking through my camera. Honestly, I don't see anything. So technically this is a reverse, and let me show you a final result from another angle. For all the skeptics taking this video, you can examine, you can come over to New York. This is Macy's, and we are on the West 35th Street between 35th and 34th on Broadway. And this is, I don't know, this is Herald Square. That's the panel, left side from the Macy's entrance. And here is where the work has been done. Look at this glass. No damage, no scratch, no nothing. And on that side, we're still in the process. Guys taking a break for a lunch, and then they're gonna come back to buff it off with the white disc. Okay, so the sun is almost down, and Roman is still working on this glass piece. So this is entire day job. So you see right now, but it's moving to the end. So he's doing a final polish, and we already can see that the result is magnificent, and the glass scratches already removed. We still have this case on the left side, but it's gonna be removed shortly. Probably another hour and he's gonna be done. So it is what it is. This is how it works. This is the glass scratch restoration process, and that's how we do it. And while Roman is finishing the last part of today's day and the last piece of scratched window, he almost done. I would like to take a moment and thank to all my team, to Roman, to Alex, to Michael, for everybody who was working on this project. And thank you to Macy's for using our company. We'll be happy to help them in the future. And again, jobs like this, they are possible. So if you have a damage on your glass, don't get upset. It can be done without replacing the glass. So thank you again for watching. Like and subscribe my video, and I'll see you in the next one.